What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back in with a new video, and today, it is time that we discuss something that I don't think a lot of people truly can grasp about this midterm in particular. That is, history could potentially be made on November 8th. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow that Twitter account in the description down below, and join the channel today. That is right, folks, for just 10 cents a day, you can join Real American Politics. Only 10 cents a day. That is a great deal considering that's only $36 a year. Even with inflation, all this crap going on, it's still a very good deal considering the fact it will help support the daily content that we have on this channel. Also, of course, the $5 a month plan gets you a shout out at the end of each video. So I recommend you join today. Alright, folks. So like I said, the quick intro. Alright, I'm sorry about the quick intro is a little quick. So, what am I talking about? Well, historically, Republicans have a cap when it comes to House elections. If you don't know, since before World War II, in fact, before Roosevelt was even president, there has been a constant trend with Republicans. Well, what is that? They have not broken the 250 wall since 1928. What does 250 wall I'm talking about? Well, that is the amount of House seats that Republicans has not passed since 1928. Think about that. Since 1928, their cap has been 250, more like 247 to be exact. But this may be the first time since before World War II that Republicans finally cracked that 247, you could really say 250 wall they've had. I mean, you go back to 2010, Republicans won the generic ballot by around 6.2% or something like that. You get the point, 6.8, whatever. They won it by around 6.8. And they got 242 in the House. In 2014, they won the generic ballot by around 5.7. Little bit less, but there's the magic number, 247. You see my point here. Even in 2014, which was arguably, you could say, was a better environment for the Republicans than 2010. Generic ballot-wise, that may not be true, but you could make the argument for what districts there were, etc. But either way, 247 has been the magic number Republicans have never been able to pass. Well, the question is this, can they do it? Honestly, this is the best shot Republicans have had in over almost 100 years now for them to crack that 247 barrier. Again, I consider 250, could you round up, whatever. But 250, that in my opinion is the magic number. And that's going to indicate how true of a wave this was. Because at this point, anything below 247, it could be a disappointment, yes. But if it's anything above 247 or at 247, that's about expected. But 250, in my opinion, kind of historical thing, alright? And that's what I'm talking about. And the question is this, could they do it? Well, let's look at some data. First, the generic ballot. Currently, Republicans are up by R+3 in the RCP aggregate. And you know me, I only include pollsters in my aggregate with at least 600 likely voters, and that's it. Well, basically the entirety of RCP's aggregate is likely voters with at least 600 voter samples. And Glenn, I include pollsters like NBC News that just have a likely voter sample. I assume they got at least 600. That's the best I can really do considering they won't say. But if it's a registered voter sample, you kind of can just throw it out the window. But either way, you look at this, it's R+3. Well, sure, that may be a smaller lead than 2014 even. But this is the thing, though, about Republicans, or I should say America now. We're way more partisan than we were back in 2010, or 2014 even 2018. This is the most partisan this country has ever gotten. And when you start reaching, R+3, R+4 type of environment, that's where you'll be able to crack that 240 barrier or something like that. R+4, R+5, somewhere in that range is where you start getting close to that 247 range. But you get the point. And that's what I'm saying. But here's the thing, though. These undecided voters, because you can see there's a lot of undecideds left. 47.8% are Republican, 44.8% are Democrats. That's a lot of undecideds. That's over 8%, or just under 8% of voters are undecided in this election. Well, let's look at some other data points. How are people looking at Biden's approval? Oh, it's 42.6%. And you know for a fact already, all the voters that approve of Biden right now, they've already decided. Give me a break about, there's a chance, Biden could surge. And it's like, no. No. The Democrats, they've gotten all the approval votes, all right, for Biden voters that approve the job he's doing. But look at that disapproval rating. Currently, it's around 54%, which is substantially higher than what Republicans are currently at. Then you can look at right direction, wrong track, which is a good metric to see how people are actually viewing the country. How we're going. Are we going on the right track? Are we on the wrong track? Whatever. And look at this. Wrong track plus 40.8. That is nearly historical levels of bad. That's even worse when COVID was a thing. I mean, that is a massive, just bad number for Biden and Democrats. That means over 66% of Americans think we're definitely on the wrong track. We gotta get off this ship now. Now, again, there are some Democrats that think it's the GQP being a threat to democracy, but you get the point. The vast majority of these voters that are saying wrong track, they're not Democrats saying it's because of the GQP insurgency. It's quite the opposite. Now, the question is also, what about the demographics of the undecided voters currently? Like, not just looking at a wrong track or Biden's approval. What is it at? Well, this is from Public Polling Project, aka Richard Barris, released a new poll with Republicans up by 5 points of the generic ballot. Around 4% are undecided, and around 4.5% said someone else. I have a feeling that these someone else voters, it's going to be more closer to maybe 2 to 3 points. 1.5% I think are going to go to either Republicans or Democrats. I say 50-50, half of them go Democrat, half of them go Republican, but still, the other voter, someone else, they still get 3% or something like that. But this undecided voter here, the 4%, these are the voters that can make or break history. And remember, Republicans currently have a 5-point lead in this ballot. Let's look at education for these undecided voters. Look at this. Look at the most favorable groups for Republicans. High school or less, or some/associate degree. You can also say undergrads or whatever. But Democrats, their only favorable education group is postgrads. Look at the amount of undecideds. Of the 105 undecided voters in this poll, 46 have high school or less education. 36 have some/associate education. 16 are undergrads. Only 8 are postgrads. Who do you think the vast majority of these undecided voters are going to break? They're either not going to vote or they're going to vote Republican, the vast majority of them. So let's make the argument, okay, this really turns into an R+7 environment. That's slightly larger than it was in 2010. Well, what does that mean? What does that mean in context? Do Republicans crack that barrier? And again, this is not my prediction or anything like that. Well, maybe. As you can see here from this map, this is my 54 competitive House seats. These are the seats that Republicans and Democrats have a chance of winning. Now, again, some seats that are more obvious how they're going to vote, particularly California and Oregon. There's a couple of them. They're going to vote Democrat. But these are still seats that Republicans do have a shot in this environment to win. Now, Republicans, they have 216 that are safe seats. They got to win 34 to get that 250 magic number. Well, if you do some basic raw math, if Republicans get 7.5 point generic ballot lead, if they win the generic ballot by 7.5 points, there's a serious possibility they crack this 250 barrier. And you look at the crosstabs here, they're at R+7 if you make undecided voters choose, someone else voters, how they're going to really vote. I mean, come on. They're not going to get 4.5%. They're going to get maybe like 3. All right, that's what I'm saying. They're going to be around 3% of the vote, not 4.5%. Well, you get very close. And again, not a prediction. I'm not filling this map whatsoever. But there is, unironically, a serious shot of Republicans finally cracking that 250 barrier and making history. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow that Twitter account in the description down below, and join the channel today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.